Welcome back to a new street photography video. I was in Gran Canaria again, shooting on the Fuji X-T1 and some random vintage lens that I found on eBay. And I ended up in the middle of an anti-tourism protest, so stick around to see how that unfolds. And I'm going to talk you through some of my decision making and the things that I'm looking out for when I'm out shooting street. Alright, let's talk settings because I'm sure some of you are going to want to know. At the moment, these are the settings I'm rocking almost every time I go out and shoot street. Aperture priority. It's just easy. Why would I shoot manual? It takes so much longer. I'm shooting somewhere between f8 and f11, and I'm using a manual focus lens, but I pretty much just set it close to infinity focus and leave it there. I'll check on my images every now and then to make sure they're in reasonable focus. Sometimes they will be, sometimes they won't. But I find, shooting like this is just so much quicker than trying to pull focus every time. If I see something I like, I put my camera at it. Most of the time, I'll be happy with the results. At the end of the day, we're trying to capture unique moments. And that half a second you gain from not having to pull focus or your camera not hunting to find focus could be the difference between getting the shot and not getting the shot. Okay, here, if you look at the guy that sat down next to the boat, I noticed that the guy was walking over to him and I sensed that there might be an interaction about to take place. So I waited, I was ready, and I think I caught them shaking hands. It's nothing special, but it's just good to be aware of the things that are happening in your scene and what people are doing, what people's intentions are. I don't really know what these guys are doing, but it looks quite interesting and it's something out of the ordinary. Okay, so I quite like this scene, just looking over the sea. I saw this guy, he pointed, I missed it the first time, but if someone points, they're likely to do it again. So I just waited around, had my camera ready, and I caught him the next time. Quite like this image. I think there's some nice layers to it. You've got the subjects in the foreground, then you have the beach, and then the buildings in the background. So initially I saw this guy sitting down and he piqued my interest, so I was aware of him, and then behind him I saw this guy in the doorway. There was a rubbish bag on the floor and he was holding the door open with his foot, and I thought it looked kind of interesting, so I took a photo and I quite like it. Anywhere that has maps like this is a good place to get some hand gestures. There's always people pointing at maps. So if you hang around these places long enough, you can get some cool hand gestures. So I saw these boys throwing their hats to each other, trying to get it on each other's heads. Reminded me of my childhood, and I kind of wanted to capture the emotion. And I really like these photos. Kind of a bit messy in composition, but I was trying to do it on the fly, and I think I got close to something that I like. here, I saw this woman on the phone and she just cracked up laughing. It's hard to see in the photo, like she's very far away, but they're the kind of actions I'm looking for. Okay, this is a really good thing to look for if you're out on streets. If you find someone asking someone for directions, you will very likely get some matching hand gestures, which is what I got here, and I'm quite happy with this photo. And here's where things got a little crazy. I was talking to one of my friends on the phone, then all of a sudden I hear an angry mob coming around the corner with a sign saying "No Mas Turismo." And I don't think you have to be fluent in Spanish to understand what that means. It was fair to say I was a little apprehensive, but nonetheless I jumped right back in and started shooting again. Just a lowdown on the protests, in case anybody was wondering. There's not too much negativity towards tourists, but they are angry because accommodating this mass tourism leads to massive construction projects that destroy the environment and natural spaces, as well as an over-exploitation of the limited resources that they have on the island, such as water, causing droughts. Then most of these establishments that are being built are owned by companies overseas, so this increases the tourism but doesn't really benefit the local population, as the salaries in the Canaries are very low and the housing is increasing to a level that the locals cannot afford. This is my favourite photo of the day and potentially even the year. I love this photo, and yeah, nothing too special went into it. Just caught the moment as I saw it. Yeah, I love this photo. It's just kind of right place at the right time. It's very hard if you're shooting a crowd, you kind of need some sort of subject in there. So yeah, this woman in the hat, like the way she's turned around smiling, I really like it, and the flags are lined up nicely. I think it's quite a nice shot. Okay, so I think this is another one of my favourite photos of the day. I just think there's so much emotion in her expression, and yeah, the way it's not in focus, I think just makes the photo even better for me. There's like a tiny bit of motion blur in there. You see how fast she was moving. Yeah, it's technically not perfect photo, but to me that makes it better, and I love it. what I was doing here was just trying to shoot from some different angles. You saw me before just up on the railings trying to shoot from up above, and then I went just down on the beach and then tried to shoot from down low. I really like this photo. I think there's a nice contrast, like the people are protesting for less tourism, and on the left hand side you have two seemingly fat English tourists kind of oblivious to what's going on. And yeah, I just kind of like the contrast. There's a little bit of humour in there. Again, I'm just looking for them like small interactions between people. I like the smile on this guy's face. He's doing a kind of weird hand gesture. I love it. I'm here for it. This is what I'm looking for. I found there wasn't too much rhyme or reason to why I was shooting what I was shooting. It was a very stimulating environment, so I was just kind of going with the flow and trying to spot some interesting characters within the crowd. Looking back now, I wish I would have checked in with myself a little bit more and maybe slowed down a little bit and been more intentional with my shooting. But hey, it's a learning experience. Maybe next time we'll be better. Alright, that is the end of the video. Thank you so much if you've made it this far. I appreciate you. And if you're looking for some more street photography content, check out my channel because I've got quite a lot now. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.